Remember this project? It came out about a year ago. If you recall, I had some problems. Okay, a lot of problems. Mostly with the second blade. Honestly, they're kind of a nightmare to me. I don't want to remember it. So let's remake it again. I mean, Insanity's only doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? But this time it's gonna work, I promise. I mean, look at that. I did actually complete the candy coat that I promised in the first time. And if I wasn't slow at picking up things, I could also say I got both of them done.
It's not insanity after all, is it?
But my ramblings aside, let's go back to the beginning and, walk through the whole process, if you will. Look, it's all white now. Let me grab some old work and, I can just point at some things. 'Cause I'm cool like that. These models are from the anime Kill la Kill. These specific STLs are made by Leviathan over on CG Trader. I'll link it in the description if you're interested. Do want to point out I did modify the tip on Neo Harame's blade, but beyond that they're basically stock. So reliving my first nightmarish attempt, I had issues with layer adhesion. This time I wanted to combat that, and so while I was rummaging around with my lab coat pretending to be all science, I found that wall primer, for drywall, does pretty well with adhesion. And with one limited test run of it, I decided, let's spray. Which is what you're seeing here. Now I've added a little bit of black just so you could see it, but other than that, I'm basically spraying it straight. And in fact, it gets sprayed quite heavily. Mostly because it'll shrink back and not be that perfect smooth. Once that's dry, we can go back to the insanity route. So here's the tip. Gentlemen. And I'm spraying exactly how I did before. Some clear, some baking soda, a little bit of color, and a lot of heavy coats. And this takes a lot of coats to get here. And basically, I just turn off my brain, load up the gun, and all over the thing. Sounds quite kinky. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do this or what you should do, but I really don't recommend it.
Unless you want your lungs full of dust.
Instead, I recommend a spray gun. And even with a spray gun, here's just all of the dust and debris that has accumulated over time on my spray surface. So if you plan on doing anything similar to this, please wear a mask, preferably eye protection, and be safe about it. Ew, it's all gross. On the subject of safety, be careful while you're handling things. While I was sanding, I accidentally stabbed the back of my thumb with the tip here, which did necessitate, grabbing some nippers and trimming off the tip, if you will. But here they both are. It's a little bit of a rough experience, but I will say they are definitely hard. Wait a second. This means we can finally start the painting process. I'm going to prime it all in Autoborn Sealer in gray, and I gave both pieces a generous coat all over. Now the surface isn't perfectly smooth, but it's good enough. It's good to start. So with that, we have both pieces nice and coated, one even color, and I definitely ran out. But technically the next step is to black out the surface. So Createx Wicked Colors in black. Step 2 is to go over the entire surface with a silver metallic product. Specifically, I am using Createx's Aluminium in Fine. But let me set this down, grab the other one, and we can talk about step 3. A true candy uses some gloss and then a dye of some value. Using a dye instead of a pigmented paint gives us some transparency rather than the opaqueness that a pigmented paint would offer here. Now I'm really bad at this. Like horribly bad at this. This actually doesn't look too bad, but I found that it ended up pooling and ran and just kind of looked overall bad. Even swapping over to an actual spray gun, I still got some pretty piss poor results.
But I technically did a candy, so you can't complain at all.
Looking backwards at it, I'm like, I Wait, why did I say that was bad? Like, really, that looks really good. I mean, my biggest issue was my compressor can't put out enough air for that spray gun in particular, but I ended up remedying that with a different spray gun, so really, I probably could have gone this route. Instead, I went a completely dumb route. Yep. Better spray gun is better. So I learned a lot of things doing this. 1. The right tool makes the job. Thanks, Pops. I always knew I could count on your wisdom. But also, I completely changed how I did this. For starters, I laid down a color-matched pearl coat. So in this case, purple. That gave me some metallic sheen, but I wanted a little bit of that depth. So I sprayed straight some of that aniline dye from before. And then finally, I could lay down a clear coat and not have to care about if it ran or not. Which meant I could focus on getting the right color coat perfect the first time, and then completely focus on the clear, which, yeah, it took me many attempts. I think I'm up to 8. But if I made a mistake or it ran or anything, I could just sand it back down and start again. It wasn't as bad as I have to do a complete recolor. No, I'm not going to deny it and say there aren't any issues. It's not perfectly flat.
Like your mom?
And while I'll definitely have nightmares of orange peel for the next 2 years, I can still hang it up on my wall with pride, and that's what matters. And I even got 2 new spray guns out of it, so that's cool. So let me wrap some things up here. I have successfully made both blades from the series KILL. During that process, it took me 1, 5, carry the 2, 8 times of full, pretty much restarting, whether it be color or clear, just to get it to this state, which is still not perfect, and I gotta do some more. But this video is gonna be done, so if you like what you see and want to see some more, feel free to subscribe, as well as if you think I did something wrong, let me know in the comments. And I guess while you're down there, give me a like. And now I gotta go drink all my sorrows away. Have a wonderful day.